Hello, everyone. This is Between Two Teachers, and I am Consuelo Lara. And
I'm Madeline Kronenberg.
today we want to talk about the election of candidates for State Superintendent of Public Instruction and our local district, West Contra Costa Unified School District, and as it pertains to funding for these campaigns. So right now on TV, there have been a lot of very negative ads against our friend Tony Thurmond. And we wondered about, well, they're very misleading and they're out lies. So we wanted to look at the funding for those as well. So what else?
So we followed up on, this is a Tony ad that we all have received. And it's sponsored by the California Teachers Association. So Tony's campaign is funded by working people, with the dues from working people who voted to support his campaign. His opponent, Marshall Tuck, is being funded by billionaires who are attempting to buy the election for him. And in the course of doing that, within the last week, they've put out these ads which are completely unfair and I believe unethical. So I have responded to some of the charges because I've served with Tony on the school board during his time on the board, and I know what an incredibly strong and progressive leader he has been for the school district and will be for the state of California. But it caused us to take a look at who were the folks that were funding Mr. Tuck, and particularly locally, who are the local supporters that disagree, that are trying to defeat Tony Thurmond and bring Mr. Tuck in. Because one of the things Mr. Tuck will do is he will expand charter schools throughout the state. And if charter schools expand, they will diminish the amount of funding that we have in our district schools, and in our district in particular. And we're a district that went through bankruptcy. We know the consequences of losing money. We just reached the point where we have given raise to our staff and have the ability to attract and retain strong educators. And if we continue to have an onslaught of charter schools in a district, we will lose our ability to do it. And it's just not, there is no question but that is true. And it's known, it's a known fact by anybody who looks at this. But the Charter School Association and the folks who believe in them are not interested in keeping districts financially healthy. What they're looking at is to find ways that will essentially line their pockets and take money away from our most vulnerable children and from all of our children. So what did we find?
So we decided to look at our local, candidates and who might be connected financially with those who are also supporting Marshall Tuck. That was important to us, to see if there was indeed any kind of link. And we looked extensively at Education Matters PAC and also at Go Public Advocates from Ronald Nahas. So we did our investigation and found that they're very related with John Scully, who's a real estate investor, and Susan and Stephen Chamberlain, who is a real estate developer, and Mr. Nahas is also a real estate developer. So they are in the business of real estate. Why would they be investing in schools, in charter schools? That's the question. How are they using that connection to make money? Because clearly that's what they're in for. They're not educators and they're not any related to education at all. They are about making money. So we need to find the connection. So we see that they are the big funders, Chamberlain, Nahas, and Scully, of Go Public Advocates, and also Education Matters. So, and there's also been some others that have come up. Kids Can, the California Association of Charter Schools are also funded by students by these individuals. So, what else did we find? Oh, and the connection between Education Matters, that's funded by Chamberlain, and also was the contributor or the main developer of Aspire, and also of Summit Charter Schools. And they are also, Education Matters are supporting 2 of our school board candidates as well.
And they profited from the real estate tax law loopholes that allow for there to be a great deal of profit to be made from developers who develop property to build charter schools. And Mr. Chamberlain has focused on doing that in his career, as well as Mr. Scully now, who is doing the same thing in expanding Making Waves.
So I have a question here. So I've heard some parents say, this does not have anything to do with money. So how do they exactly make money because these are supposed to be nonprofit charter schools?
So the charter school is nonprofit, but the organization that manages the real estate development arm of the Charter School Association, it does have the ability to make a profit. And so when property is leased and or purchased and used by charter schools, there is a direct opportunity for a large financial return. There are a number of articles. I understand that it's a complicated set of facts that relate to this. And what I wanted to do in this video is just bring up the point so that it's crystal clear to everyone that the folks who are funding these different PACs who are supporting Mr. Tuck and supporting other candidates in our school race are certainly motivated by their own financial gain. And there is no question about that if you just simply follow the money. So I will put some links in under this particular YouTube video so that you can have an opportunity to follow the money and see how much has been invested by them to make sure that there are friendly folks in office who will support them in their quest for more financial gain. And then you'll also be able to see how much they have donated to their political favorites.
Exactly. So that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that people are making their decisions, their votes, with all of the facts, with their eyes open. They know who is supporting these candidates and what they are all about. And finally, Mr. Scully has purchased the old Doctors Medical Center in Pinole. And of course, it's probably so he could expand his Making Waves charter as well. So we've got more work to do, and we will.
And we should mention the candidates who have received support.
Okay, all right. We have here, and
just
you
so that we know, because this is not.
Look in your mail.
You'll see it in your mail.
See. This is the Education Matters candidate right here.
Well, they have 2. They have Education Matters actually is supporting Ms. Hernandez-Jarvis and Ms. Block.
And then Go Public is supporting Liz Block and Val Cuevas.
And also Ms. Hernandez-Jarvis.
Okay.
Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.